Hello, and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So, okay, the French are sending more ships up here to the invasion. There's a battleship and 3 heavy cruisers. So, this fleet here, which I plan to have engage these French cruisers, well, they're just gonna have to go up here and reinforce this pre-dreadnought battleship if we are to stand a chance against what is probably a modern battleship. And we'll just have to deal with these French cruisers later. That's fine. The French are sending more cruisers down here though, so these battlecruisers will have something to do. Let's see, how far along are my repairs? Riga, 6 months. Vanemuinen, 4 months. Fryktløs, 3 months. Alright. And I've suspended repairs on Naval for a little while. Just so the shipbuilding capacity wouldn't be totally busted. But that's that. Let's see what comes of this. Yes. These can stay here and generate some missions for now. How about these? Ragnar, 2 months. Torkel is ready. Portugal, no. They were at war with someone. I forget whom. But also they, I think they've got one tiny island and basically no army or navy. There we go. Striking a port. And we got Jallarhorn versus a Manchester-class light cruiser. Okay. We can do this. And it's a storm. That's no good when we're facing a torpedo cruiser. And yes, this is a light cruiser that looks a bit like a dreadnought. It's a very heavily armed and armored light cruiser, though. Should have an easier time going through that enemy main belt than my other light cruisers, having 7.5-inch guns. Let's see. Hopefully, I can spot the enemy cruiser before I get torpedoed. I don't think the tower spotting on this is that good either. Let's see how close we have to get. I think it's a pretty nice looking ship. It's a bit more expensive than the Bragi class though. Okay, Leander has spotted me. We might be in their torpedo range. So we're just gonna have to zig and zag a bit. We are not in their torpedo range, and I'm spotting them at 11.6 kilometers. Okay, we are in their torpedo range, never mind. 140 armor quality, 4.9 inch main belt. 4.9, I can pen that at a little over 5,000 meters. I'll just have to watch out for those torpedo launches. Now the enemy is hiding in smoke. Keep this course for a little bit longer, then I'm gonna have to turn. There we go, they have launched. They are not doing much damage to me. But I'm whacking them pretty hard. And causing some flooding. And I've knocked out their deck torpedo launchers. So they only have the underwater tubes left. That's a relief. All the hits I've taken, I'm only down to 99%. Underwater torps are in the water, so we're gonna have to change course again. .6 kilometers. I can go through your belt here. Pretty sure. Let's load AP. Enemy main tower out, enemy engines out. Sink it now before those tubes reload. I think we're gonna be able to do that. Yes, surrendered actually. Good job. Good job by the light cruiser masquerading as a tiny battlecruiser. And here we go. Charles Martel class battleship, 18-inch guns, and decent top speed for a battleship with that kind of firepower. Only coming in at 300 million. Yeah, it's cheaper than Topper, despite having bigger guns. Peiho class armored cruiser. These are the ones that look kind of old and outdated, but possibly are not really that old. I think France just has access to that old school armored cruiser hull quite a bit longer than other nations. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. I know that used to be the case. France used to be stuck with these tumble home floating hotels all the way until they got modern heavy cruisers. They might have more options now though. Let's see, 4 Vikings. 5 Vikings. No, that's 1 Berserker. Let's put the Vikings together, since they've got the same speed, same torpedo range of 11.6. The Berserkers have 12.2, and this is not fully reloaded. 24, 6, 24, 6. Okay, Berserker can actually just go home. Not sure if I'm gonna need torpedoes here though. Yes, I've got 5 battleships, but 3 of them are pre-dreadnoughts. It's really Friday and Topper have to be the ships doing most of the work here. And my DDs. I know I sent you home, but you can actually just do donuts here for a while. Okay, are we in torpedo range with the DDs? We are. Saigon. Rochambeau. Also Rochambeau. Kaiman. It's these things are the billion torpedoes. Okay. Let's see who torpedoes who here. Also, gun targets. Topper. You can target the battleship St. Louis. Magnus Barfoot. And Tyr. Monarch. Friday. Okay, these really do not have any threatening torpedoes. Just slow down the battle line a little bit. DDs are launching. There we go, scoring some hits on St. Louis. And we are probably going to get some torpedo hits out of this. Possibly on their battleship. Maybe not. Maybe not on their battleship. Orm might help see to that though. There we go, striking their heavy cruisers. And yes, we do get torpedo hits on their battleship. That's 2. We might not need Orm to torpedo the enemy battleship. But if I get the chance to, yeah, there we go. Torpedoes are away. But they're not gonna make it, I think, because St. Louis might sink before they get here. Yeah. Alright. Who did all that damage to St. Louis? Was it Topper? Yeah, it took some torpedoes from the Vikings, the ones that were aimed at the armored cruisers, and took quite a lot of damage from the 14s on Topper. Mostly it was the torpedoes, though, from the Vikings. That's pretty nice. So they've got two dumpy looking armored cruisers left. I mean, they actually look pretty good. It's the same hull as Harald Hårfagre, so of course they look good. And I'm not really hating the French battleship either. It's just that secondary turret there on the barbette. And I have to subtract some points for that. Okay, Topper does not want to play in the division. Fine. You can sail alone. I don't think it matters. They've got one armored cruiser left. Magnus Barfoot has done quite a lot. Freidi has done quite a lot. Monarch has done nothing. Tyr has done a little bit. Yeah, rearming these with the 14s, the Mark III 14s, that's a pretty good idea. Yes, it doesn't make them a dreadnought, but it makes them almost a half a dreadnought. Just with a very respectable main battery. There we go, 13s from Freidi slamming in to Cayman. Not a scratch taken. How about that? Now here's the battle. What is this now? Refuge. Except possibly with a more French pronunciation. 4 single 10-inch guns. So this is not one of those old armored cruisers. Yeah, that's the original design. 29 knot top speed. They got some of the old ones though. Pluton class light cruiser. Lots of torpedoes. Alright. We're gonna have to give it a try. At least they have no capital ships. This will be, well, not the night of the torpedoes, it's morning. So weather conditions will be more favorable. Okay. We got some different speeds here, Arneberg. You're probably gonna make a mess of that formation with Eidsvoll and Einherjar. You'll just have to follow there. You can follow these. You will have to slow down to, let's see, 20 knots. So the older armored cruisers can keep pace. Get an Embla. I guess you are on torpedo spotting duties. Let's have you two detach. The two berserkers. The Vikings are Division 5. There we go. Normal and torpedoes off. And the Valkyries. Well, they've not really been that effective at countering enemy DDs like they were designed to do. But they have been very effective in at least making the enemy DDs launch a bunch of torpedoes at them instead of launching torpedoes at my expensive capital ships. Alright. We got Svea. Svea has great tower spotting. And my battlecruisers have actually slowed down this time. Oh yeah, that's right. The two berserkers have different top speeds than the Vikings. So they don't want to play in a formation either. So there then. And it's just going to be a little bit more intensive for me with in terms of having to micro a bunch of tiny divisions, but if that's how we got to do it, then so I have to drop these down a little bit more. Cruisers are forming up. Arneberg, that is that's one of the Dutch ones. Yes. And I have been spotted by an enemy light cruiser. And there we go, we spot the first enemy armored cruiser. I'll have these do donuts here for a while. You can do donuts here, you can do donuts here. Just for now. Svea is in range and is opening up. 27-kilometer range on those 14s. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's see, what kind of torpedo ranges are we talking here? 14. 12. 10. Okay, yeah, different DD clauses. Just gonna continue this way so that when the enemy launches torpedoes at my Valkyries, or the torpedoes will not continue on. And hit my my line. There's a lot of torpedoes coming in at Valkyrie 06. So maybe that worked, maybe it didn't. Okay, berserkers. You have torpedo target here. You have a torpedo target there. Freaking crashing into each other. Torpedo target. Torpedo target. Okay. These are safe. Even the Valkyries are getting away. So far, so good. I'm surprised these got away with that. Now it's just a question of these ships not taking any torpedoes, but we're Magda will take dud, 2 duds. Yeah, angle was too steep. Good. Alright, we got 10 torpedo hits out of that. Now let's see. That is probably a decent thumbnail. Let's select some targets for the big guns. I do want to focus the light cruisers here with my big guns. Secondaries on whatever is closest. I'm not too worried actually about the enemy armored cruisers or the heavy cruisers. That's one of the old guys. Here's one of the new ones. Oh, actually, they're pretty mean as well. These things. Alright, so took a dud torpedo. They're gonna have to do a little fighting retreat for now because they're just coming at me with a lot of torps. This many torpedoes in the water, it's like one of those, what's it called, bullet hell kind of games. That torpedo will strike Mata, but it will possibly be a dud. Or it missed. Okay, I'm not sure if Eidsvoll can get out of this sticky situation, but maybe. If we can turn sharp enough. Those are torpedo hits. Thought it was gonna be a dud or a miss, but it was a hit. Older armored cruiser though, so it's not like a big loss. Not that it's even lost, it's pretty minor damage. Okay, we need to start focusing the ships that still have torpedoes left, because evidently a lot of the enemy DDs do not carry reloads for their torpedoes. And as such, they shouldn't really be prioritized. We scored 11 torpedo hits of our own though. I think that is more torpedoes than we've taken. Or will take in this battle. Forget about the one without the torpedoes. It's not dangerous. Hazard is the one that can still hurt us. And of course they're cruisers. Not so much these things, but these and the light cruisers. Can you kill Hazard soon before it launches? Yes, I think we can. I think we can. secondaries on the DDs. I want to have them sunk anyway at some point, so why not? Now the bovines. The bovine. And it turned into a royale with cheese. Yeah, Eidsvoll is probably not gonna make it, is she? Maybe that's just not a lucky name when it comes to taking torpedoes. And that's the second armored cruiser named Eidsvoll I've had that died to torpedoes. Third one, if you count the real one, which shared the same fate. Oh, about you're not leaving yet, are you? I didn't mean to send you home. I just kind of forgot about you. Yeah, she's hanging in there. Focus out of twos now. Might have to turn around here because we've been playing inside of their torpedo range for a bit. That's kind of risky. I'm just hoping those torpedoes were aimed at Svea, not Märta. If so, then we might have a bit of a problem very soon. Seem to be very focused on Eidsvoll though. No sign of enemy torpedoes. That might be a good sign. Yeah, Eidsvoll takes more torpedoes. 8 torpedo hits in total. Here I was bragging that I would not take 11 torpedo hits during the course of the battle, but we're almost there already. Sick. Silk has no torpedoes. Oh, they are really running out of torpedoes, aren't they? Finally. Sully has torpedoes. Other than the armored cruiser Eidsvoll, it has been a pretty good battle. I think that's the only one I've lost so far, because even the DDs got away. They made it out after launching their torpedoes. There we go. Ilmarinen Märta. And Aratus sinks due to heavy flooding. Arnaberg has taken some hits, but not too bad. Not too badly wounded. We sink another armored cruiser. Svea, you are not to target the DDs that have no torpedoes left. Your big guns have more important things to do. Same with you, Ilmarinen. Secondaries can target Intrepid once in range. Tigre, it's not doing too hot. Tonnant, not doing well. Sully has been sullied. It's quite tricky when the enemy has this many torpedoes with decent range. Svea. And when the torpedoes are mounted on quite decent platforms, actually. Luckily, they don't carry too many torpedo reloads. So once they launch, in many cases, that's it. He's on their DDs. All these light cruisers are out of torps. Vilars out of torps. These DDs out of torps. This one, last one with torpedoes. Well, and Tonnant. So with the enemy out of torps, Arnaberg can close in. Einherjar too. Get stuck in here. Put all those 8-inch guns to use. Well, actually you have. That's a pretty good job so far. I was afraid I was going to lose some battlecruisers here to all those torpedoes, or at the very least have them heavily damaged and need to spend months in port. But no, so far this is pretty good, and that means most of this fleet here can head out into the Arabian Sea or Indian Ocean, or that general area, and bring battle to the Byzantine Empire and the Chinese, which I need to do something about. If you can just stay on one target, Arnabadi, that would be very nice. Yeah, here we go. Nine Haryat chasing down the fleeing enemy DD. Arnabadi can give chase too. Big guns, ceasefire. May need that ammunition next turn. And there we go. Good job. And more victory points over the French. Yeah, only lost another Eidsvoll. Not really a lucky name, is it? Alright, where does that leave us? France and Britain losing colonies. British battlecruiser moving in. More French cruisers here. It doesn't really look like the I allied with the Russians, but they don't seem to be sending their armies to help me. This might fail next turn, and we might get a peace treaty. I would like to not lose Morocco to this French army here. Alright. Alright, Britain. Let's see. Byzantine Empire, 5 battleships, 3 battlecruisers, 7 heavies, 5 lights and 6 DDs. They're just hanging around here. This armored cruiser can you know, it can join in here. Help out. How are my repairs going? 1 month for Odin, 2 for Harald Hårfagre, 2 for Fryktløs, 3 for Venemoinen, 2 for Surt, 2 for Maud. And can I no. cannot resume repairs on Naval. These 500 class guard ships are gonna come into service next month, though. See, we got the torpedo propulsion. What's the next turret mechanism we're researching? Small gun barrels. That's not very exciting. Mark III 16s in 4 months. Economy is growing by 7% annually. That's not bad. For wartime, that's pretty good. Alright, what is Britain down to? 1 battlecruiser and 4 DDs. Alright. Alright, Britain. You're 1 battlecruiser. Why are they in that tiny port? That annoys me so much. That you have like no control over can I just highlight the port without seeing the stupid Öresund thing? Okay, only 1 torpedo boat there. I got 1 DD here. Are we gonna try and yes, I think I will try. Here. Destroyer attack against a British battlecruiser. That's what I will try. And here are the British DDs coming in. So with those out, Britain should be down to no navy at all. What does France have? They got cruisers. They got cruisers, and that's it. Now, what would I like to take from Britain and France in terms of colonies? From Britain, I'd like to take Malaya. That's an expensive area, though. Or Singapore, actually. Yeah, because Singapore, that's a pretty big port. I can fit some ships here and actually have ships stationed in this area, which is currently not really possible. How about Bangkok? Decent port. Yes, Thailand is an option. Borneo, not that interesting. North Borneo, not that interesting. West Philippines, Manila, not too bad. And West Philippines is only 1.5 billion. Alright, but I really hope they don't take Morocco. That would suck a lot. Alright, let's see what we get next month. Alright, France is still not taking my thing. I guess that is technically a meeting. No sign of that British battlecruiser, though. Alright. And I'm just gonna send the battleships home and have my light cruiser deal with this. No need to end up with any more battleships in port needing repairs because they ate some torpedoes. I'm pretty sure the light cruiser can deal with that DD. And if it does take some torpedoes, which it shouldn't, there we go, it launched. Now it's time to just turn. Not be where the torpedoes will be. And once I'm confident that the torpedoes will not hit me, then I can get closer. 27 knot top speed, I'm faster. Let's just turn these just in case. I don't think the torpedoes will continue that far, but just in case. There we go, landing some hits. Two-inch guns are laying down a lot of fire. Seven-inch guns could be maybe a little bit more effective. Mostly scoring partial pens. How about you try loading AP over pens? It's either over pen or partial pen. Guess best course of action is just getting closer, so that 7-inch HE can actually pen. I got 0.8 inches of armor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That's enough to make it fairly survivable. At least with overpens, there's a chance I can score some flooding. Why are you running? Well, I know where you're running. You're being chased by a light cruiser. Maybe I should have kept one of the battleships with me. A little bit disappointed that my DDs did not get to play with that British battlecruiser. That would have been pretty nice. Not sure how we're overpenning the belt at this angle, but sure enough. There we go, a little bit of flooding. That's what I was after. You're not getting away now. I should be getting Mark IV 7-inch guns pretty soon. Now, let's see what HE can do at this range. Now we're back to partial pens. How about the secondaries for AP? There we go. Scoring actual penetrations now. Yeah, 2-inch AP wasn't that effective. Executed. Alright. Alright. No, the enemy battlecruiser went all the way down here. Agincourt class battlecruiser. 822 million. 42,000 tons almost. Almost 33 knot top speed. And 12 18.6-inch guns. That's a mighty ship. That's a very mighty ship that the British have built. But that will have to wait until next time. Latest British battlecruiser versus, well, the earliest Norwegian battlecruisers. But mine have been refit. They've got Mark III 13s now, and with the new tower, they're fairly accurate. And I got a squadron of DDs as well. Might see if we can land some torpedoes on this thing. 800 million, that's an expensive ship. Curious to see what it looks like. But that's for next time. Goodbye, and take care.